Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about everything that happened, well not everything, things that happened at D23 this past weekend. It is Monday the 26th. D23 wrapped up yesterday. Not everything that happened. The only thing I'm going to be talking about on this video, and any video I'm making about D23, this is the only one, is going to be the Marvel news and the theme park news, because if you saw my description of my channel, I started saying that I was going to be, I'm really into theme parks. I am. I haven't been to a theme park in a very long time. I mean, for a long time for me, so yeah, I haven't had any sort of theme parks sort of related content in a while, but this is kind of just going to be chatting about it. We are first going to be talking about the Marvel stuff. If I keep looking up to the right, it's because I wrote on my whiteboard the list of stuff to talk about so I don't forget. And my phone, I have some of the information about things and pictures to talk about there. I'm not going to go super into depth about some of the stuff, so sorry if it's like not, if it's super all over the place. I'm trying to just give an overview so the video can't be that long. Anyway, okay. First thing I'm going to talk about is What If. So we found out about this, the series was initially revealed at Comic-Con for Marvel's introduction of Phase 4. So this is going to be on Disney Plus, and we found out this weekend that it is going to have 23 episodes to cover all 23 MCU movies. So, you know, it's going to be a lot of crazy stuff. Like basically, what if this happened? You know, it's kind of the idea. There is a comic run on this that has like different weird, wacky stuff. And in the original thing at Comic-Con, they had the logo, which you can zoom in and see the characters from all around. And all of the Marvel characters actors are going to come back and voice their roles. So the information we got at D23, we got pictures of Peggy Carter as Captain Britain. We knew this one was going to happen. We knew that one of the What If episodes was going to be if Peggy got the super soldier serum instead of Steve. So it's going to be Peggy as Captain Britain, and we got an image of it and it looks fantastic and I can't wait. We didn't get any information on Marvel Zombies. Then Tom Hiddleston came out to talk about Loki. We didn't get any sort of images or anything. They kind of just talked about the show. From Comic-Con, we know it picks up from the Loki that stole the Tesseract in Avengers Endgame, so that's kind of where it's going to go from there. And he kind of did tease the fact that his character probably will show up in Thor: Love and Thunder. After that was Falcon and Winter Soldier. We got a poster of this, so we got a new image of this, and Bucky cut his hair. Finally looks like he should have room for him. It's been a long time, but he has his 1940s haircut. Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan came out to talk about the show a little bit. In the picture they have new suits, but Sam doesn't have the shield like right front and center, which you do see in the logo, but it's not there. We didn't see anything about Baron Zemo, who was revealed as the main villain in Comic-Con. I guess they wanted to just share new information. Next thing they talked about was WandaVision. Not to be that person, but I don't want to talk about WandaVision, so the only thing that was announced, there was a new poster for it, and there is Darcy from the Thor movies is going to be in WandaVision for some reason, and Jimmy Woo from Ant-Man and the Wasp is going to also be in it, and I think it's going to be the House of M storyline, yet it has like a really weird tone, like they're saying it's half sitcom, so I really don't know what's going to go on there. It's going to be very weird. They also announced Moon Knight. They didn't announce anything really about Moon Knight, just that it's going to be on Disney Plus. They announced a She-Hulk Disney Plus series. I'm so happy. I'm like really excited to see more Hulk characters because Hulk doesn't get enough recognition as himself, and then I'm very excited to see Jen on the TV show. I would love if they brought back Betty Ross. I'm begging because I love Betty Ross and I want to see her again. And I just more Hulks, all Hulks, more Hulks. Bruce should be in the show. It makes sense that since Jen is his cousin, and she's going to cross over into movies. They already talked about that, as well as the next one is Miss Marvel. So this was kind of expected from a lot of people, but Miss Marvel's getting her own TV show, and then she will be in movies as well. I'm not sure if she might not meet Captain Marvel until like a movie, because I'm not sure if Brie is going to be in any of the shows, but it'd be very cool either way, and I'm so excited, and hopefully they get this casting right. Kevin Feige did come out and say that she was a Muslim Pakistani teenager, so hopefully they cast accordingly, because there's a lot of stuff going around casting wise, and it's kind of very messy, and yeah, hopefully they get this one right. They also talked about the Hawkeye TV show a little bit. They said Kate Bishop is also going to cross over to movies, but we don't know which ones, and we didn't get that much new information. We just got like a long intro with Clint Burton. So we don't know any casting other than like characters that have already been announced. Because like She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, Moon Knight, we didn't get any casting information, but we just got that they are coming. The new information that we got, there was some extended footage and costuming from Black Widow that was released May 6th, 2022. So I'm glad they gave Black Panther this release date. It's well deserving. It's what Marvel tends to give their big dates. So very excited to see that. And the last bit of movie news, which we kind of got the most stuff about, was the Eternals. The cast was there, and they also announced that Kit Harington will be playing Black Knight, so he will be reuniting with Richard Madden, a little Game of Thrones reunion. And also that Gemma Chan is playing Cersei, so Gemma Chan is now playing two characters in the MCU. I guess it won't matter as much because she's a different color, like she's blue, and maybe she's just not recognizable, and she's such a minor character in Captain Marvel. I thought she would come back to Captain Marvel, but I guess not, so yeah, so I'm very excited to see that. We also got pictures of everyone in their costumes, and it looks so good. They also released that the first gay superhero is going to be married with a family, so I don't remember what they said, but I don't know why people have kind of automatically geared towards Richard Madden, who I think it's going to be too, but I think for a little bit obvious reasons. If you know, you know. And yeah, but hopefully that's the case. And there are some relationships in the group that would point towards other characters, but we'll see. I'm very excited for Eternals, so that comes out November of next year. So that is all of the Marvel news related to like Marvel TV and Disney Plus and movies news from D23. Wow, I'm all over the place. Now we're going to switch to talk about the theme park news. So yes, I love theme parks. I haven't been in a while, but some of these theme parks I'm going to quite soon, so I'm very excited for these updates that they are making. So, the main event for this year that I expected them to announce would be the Epcot Overhaul. I'm going to go ahead and start with that because there's the most stuff that's going to be happening. Epcot has needed an overhaul for a very long time. I went to Epcot last summer and I only went for a few hours. The World Showcase is a great part of the park. It's probably the best part of the park. The outer lands are not exciting. The park doesn't have much to offer besides the food and wine festival and some of the more like entertainment sort of things. And I think Disney's realizing that they can't necessarily market the park to its full potential, so that's kind of why some of these changes are being made. So they announced that the Epcot will have 4 lands that will be the World Showcase, World Nature, World Discovery, and World Celebration. There is a lot of elements of these areas of the land. World Showcase, they are not adding any new countries. People had really been hoping they would add in Brazil. I think because of all the overhauls, they're not going to add to the showcase this year, but I do think that they will definitely add to the showcase in the future. They are adding new areas in the showcase, but not any new countries. So, World Showcase, I guess we'll start with that one. So, it had already been announced, but Remy's Ratatouille Adventure is opening at the French Pavilion. It's opening in 2020 of next summer in 2020. I've seen I don't know if this is going to be the same as the ride that is in Disneyland Paris, but I would expect pretty much the same thing. I know I don't have the information on it. I know they're also opening a new restaurant, and it looks to be like a crepes place in the French Pavilion. They're opening, I don't have a lot of information on some of the other stuff. I know they're opening, or they're having some new 360 videos. I think they're having one in China, and I believe they're revamping the one in Canada. Oh, the French Pavilion is also getting a Beauty and the Beast sing-along in that section to incorporate more of the Disney characters in their respective countries. The other big World Showcase change that they're making is they're adding a whole new section in the England Pavilion, and there is going to be a Mary Poppins attraction. There's also going to be the entire neighborhood, Cherry Lane, where Mary Poppins takes place. They had Dick Van Dyke come and announce it. I don't have a release date, just that it will be in the United Kingdom Pavilion, obviously, because that's where Mary Poppins is. The next one is World Nature, which will feature the first Moana attraction, which is, or it's not really, I don't know if it's an attraction, it's listed as Moana Moving Water Experience. So I'm not sure if that's quite an attraction or kind of a walk. I think it might be like a walkthrough sort of thing, which still is very cool. They have the, don't even know what it's called, but like you see like plants and stuff like that. They have a nature section, but they're kind of just reiterating it. So I'm sure that's where they're going to put that in the section that Soarin's in. So that's going to be the World Nature area. There's also, I didn't hear about this from the thing, I saw it in somebody else's tweet, that they announced that there's going to be a restaurant inspired by Princess and the Frog. The concept art of this is beautiful. It looks like you're out on a bayou, and honestly, it's really fantastic to see more stuff about Princess and the Frog coming forward, because I feel like that just got really glossed over as we switched from the hand-drawn animation to digital. And Princess and the Frog is fantastic. I just rewatched it and I love it. Chef's kiss. Then there's 2 other lands. It's going to be World Discovery, which I don't have information on. I don't know what's going to be in World Discovery. I would assume World Discovery is where the Guardians ride is going to be, because it's like you're doing different worlds, so I feel like that's going to be where Guardians is, Mission Space and Test Track. So I'll go back to talk about Guardians in a second. And then the other section of the park is called World Celebration. And that the information we got on World Celebration is World Celebration will feature a wishing tree and a new statue celebrating the legacy of Walt Disney. So I'm not sure how big this tree is going to be. Initially, like every time I see wishing tree, I picture like the tree of life, but it probably isn't going to be that big. But this is very exciting, and I assume the statue will be probably pretty similar to the one that's at Disneyland in California of Walt Disney. And the last thing to talk about Epcot is Guardians of the Galaxy now has a name. The roller coaster is called Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. You're going to go through kind of so we have the concept art. As a Guardians super fan, you can see what we're working with here. So the concept art, the vehicles are Nova ships. They're going to be 2 people in a row. Looks like a 4-passenger car vehicle total. The cars are going to spin, and it's going to start with a reverse launch, which is very exciting. They have the ride at, that might be at Universal actually, yeah, it is. It's at Universal Japan, where it's like the dinosaur ride, where it launches backwards. I think it's similar to that. I think that's what they mean. Anyway, I'm very excited for this because I love Guardians. So I think there's going to be screen elements of this for sure. Concept art, I mean, you're seeing other Nova ships and that's the Milano. Yeah, so I think this might be more based on Guardians 1, but we don't know the plot for Guardians 3, so we don't really know how things changed. But it should be opening sometime in 2021. I don't know. They didn't give a hard date, but a lot of the time when it comes to roller coaster announcements, they don't give hard dates. They maybe just give a time frame, but we just have 2021. I don't think we have even like summer or something like that. But since that's Disney's peak park time, 2021 is probably going to be, it's probably going to have a summer release, which I'm very excited for it. Once we get more information, if I'm still making videos in 2021, in 2 years, you'll see me there, because I want to go at least opening weekend, if not opening day. So that's all Epcot. We have a couple things about the other parks in Florida. We have no new news about Animal Kingdom. I don't know if they're just, because of the Avatar expansion, they're just focused on the other parks for now. I know they're doing major overhauls at Epcot, but I did not think Animal Kingdom would be kicked to the curb so quickly. They're also in need of a major overhaul, and considering that all the other parks are getting them, I think it's going to kind of look a little odd when it doesn't have that, but I think they're hoping people are going to focus on Pandora and not worry about that so much. The other thing, Hollywood Studios doesn't have much going on. They just opened Galaxy's Edge, but Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, wow, that's really hard to say, which replaced the Great Movie Ride, should be opening next year. I don't have a date for that one either. I'm sure it has a date, I just don't have it written down. But we saw some concept art of that too, and it looks really cool. There's a lot of green screen work, but also it has real digital effects, so that they showed the Imagineer just standing in the middle of it, and it looks like you're in an animated short. So it should be really good. I'm very sad that the Great Movie Ride closed, but at least they're bringing a pretty good looking attraction to replace it. Also, they just opened Toy Story Land before Galaxy's Edge, so I think Hollywood Studios is going to take a little break from the crazy amount of renovations, and they're going to focus on other parks. I do believe a new restaurant was opening in the Toy Story Land though, but I'm not positive about that. I just remember hearing a rumor about that. We didn't get any information at D23 though. And the last park was Magic Kingdom. I almost thought that there wasn't any new information, but we got new concept art of Tron, and Tron is under construction. There are a couple channels I've been watching that do construction updates. You can see the construction going on from a lot of various places in and out of the park. And I believe Tron has a 2020 opening date, which would make sense. If they're laying track down, it's opening next year. So, not sure if it'll be a spring or a summer release, but they seem to be pretty much progressing forward at a rapid rate on Tron. But expect it to be pretty similar to the Tron ride at, I can't remember what park the Tron ride's at in Asia. If it's in it's not Shanghai. It's in either Tokyo or Hong Kong, but I'm not positive at which park it's at. It'd be funny if it was Shanghai and I just didn't say anything. We didn't get much updates on the other parks internationally. We just got that Hong Kong is opening a Frozen area, which is going to include 2 new attractions. They probably will have a 2021 opening date. I'm not super sure because they haven't started construction or anything. And then the last bit of information, so I guess it's not, there's international stuff here, is at Disneyland, California, and Paris. They're opening new Marvel areas, and they're going to be called, which we knew about, they're going to be called Avengers Campus. Don't know how I feel about that name, but at California Adventure, Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout is already part of this, but they are also opening a Spider-Man ride, which people seem very confused on how they're able to do this. Marvel is still allowed to make Spider-Man attractions. They filed the patents for this long before the sharing arrangement fell through, so yeah, they don't have to worry about being able to make Spider-Man ride or not. That's just the way it is. It's similar to how Universal no longer has rights to this, to Avengers, but they're still able to have them in the park and do stuff in Universal, because they had it long before Disney got hold of it. So, but obviously Disney is like, yeah, it's a whole thing. Like if they had rights to make the areas, then they can do it no matter what happens. There's also going to be an Avengers ride, which we got concept art for, and it is going to include a Quinjet ride through Wakanda and other places, and it looks like there's battles going on. Concept art for this is beautiful. I don't know how the ride's going to be. I'm not big on screen rides, but like these are going to have to be that way. But I do love that Carol is front and center along with T'Challa, and it's going to be great. They also announced a few new meet and greets, so there will be Ant-Man and the Wasp meet and greets, a bunch of other characters. I think Carol's already there, and there will also be Groot, Gamora, and Star-Lord will be walking around, kind of how they have their little show already, and they will be stopping to do meet and greets and just chat with people in the street in the area. And I'm very excited for this. They're also opening like restaurants and stuff. All we have is 2020, and then it will be released in 2 phases. I'm not sure exactly when. My guess would have to be that they're going to open the first wave in summer of 2020, and I'm going to California next year in summer of 2020. I hope that they can get the rides up then, but I don't know if that will happen, if they will even be up by then. Initially we were told they were supposed to be complete in 2020, so I don't know, but hopefully they will. And then Disneyland in Paris, they're going to have this similar things. and they're also opening a hotel in New York, so it's supposed to be like the Avengers in New York, but you're in Paris, but I live in New York, so it's not a big deal. But that is all the information I just ran through with you very quickly. Thank you for watching this kind of roller coaster video. I know I haven't been to theme parks quite as often as I'd like to, but I can promise you that another theme park video is coming soon, as it is August, almost September. I am going to Paris at the end of September, early October, and I will be going to Disneyland, Paris, and the resort, because apparently it's 2 parks. I didn't know that. So there will be lots of videos on that and my whole Paris and trip to Munich. And yeah, so let's look forward to. I also have about 3 to 4 other videos that I want to film and get up so before then, so there's lots coming. I am going back to school though, so I will try to get this up as soon as possible. As always, thank you so much for watching, and if you like these sorts of videos, give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe and tell me what you'd like to see next, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.